Hello guys and welcome. This time I'm going to be explaining how to compare images in Python using OpenCV and NumPy. And I made this so you can compare the images that you download from free APIs, for example. So in my case I have cats here and I have the duplicate cat right here just to test things out. The other ones are fine. And I have the dogs here and I have the duplicate dog, I think, right here. There we go. So this program should find the files and let's take a look. There we go. Now it's checking the pictures and there we go. So it's printing out all of this even though you don't need the found image shape, but I wanted to show you something. So the code firstly finds first what I did is I used NumPy to convert pictures to numbers, and they're actually converted to 3 different numbers. Now these numbers are good, but it's going to find some pictures that are similar looking but not the same looking, and then it's going to compare them and say these pictures are the same, which they're not. So what we have to do is just convert that number, the 3 numbers, into the whole number. As you can tell right here, we have some things that might be duplicates and we have a lot of them similar, so it would find a lot of false positives. These are officially the duplicates, so let's just go to the found and let me comment this out so you can actually see how it works. Okay, so there you go. So I found duplicates, and then now you can just simply implement the delete function, which is going to delete the second image or the first one. It really doesn't matter if they're the same. So in my case, this is the duplicate and this is the duplicate. If we take a look at dog6 and dog60, right here in dogs, we can see that they're the same picture. Now I've tried doing this with like hashes and stuff like that, but if you download pictures from like an API, it can happen that they have a different hash. So that's not gonna work. The only way that this can work is this. So let me just show you the code. The code works by entering these specific folders. I specified that, and you can actually just enter one folder or you can enter the same folder that you're currently in. So let me explain the code. So right here we have the function and we're calling it down here, which you don't have to do. Essentially you can just remove this and dedent everything right here. So first we're importing our libraries: NumPy, CV2, OS, random, and itertools and combinations. So right here we're specifying our directories, and you can put the same thing twice if you wanted to scan the directories twice. And for each directory in animals.dir, meaning each entry right here, which is our directory, which is Dogos for example, it's going to list out this directory. And then for A and B in combinations of dirlister and 2. Now this seems a little bit more complex, but what we're doing basically right here is for every combination that we get from shuffling our data, if A equals B, we're going to just pass because that's not good. We don't want A to equal B because that's going to be the same picture. And then else we're going to name this image 1, for example, is A and image 2 is B. And then we're going to use the another variable which is going to be called directory plus B because we need that to show the full directory once we print it out. Right here, for example, but this is not printing the full directory, so we need something like this. And then right here, this is what we added. We added the same thing. Now I know what you're thinking. This is the same variable. Yeah, I know. Don't just ignore this one then, or this one, I guess. A equals. Then we're redefining A to be cv2.imread A, which means it's just going to read the picture into cv2, and then it's going to do the same thing for B. And then right here, image 1 and image 2 is basically .shape, which is a NumPy thing that kind of shapes it into numbers. So if basically right here, what we're doing is converting the picture to the numbers using NumPy, and then we're comparing if that image is the same as the other image that were compared. So we're doing all the combinations from the directory. So if we have like 10 pictures, it's going to do first picture with the second picture, first picture with third picture, and then the combinations of that. And then so it's going to compare image 1 and image 2, and then as I said, this is going to work, but it's going to compare the 3 numbers, which can be a problem because some pictures can have the same 3 numbers and they can be like different. So what we're doing here is we're making the NumPy array of the B and A back at the beginning. As you can see, we redefined it right here to be image read. We're comparing that, which are full numbers, and we're using in order to compare numpy.array equal. So we're not using the image equals image 2 or B equals A. We're using the numpy.array equal because you have to use that. So it's going to print image 1 is a copy of image 2 and deleting the second image, image 2. So for example, and then you have the else right here. As I said, you can write that to be false positive skipping, but I just put pass, or you can write the images are different. But I don't want a lot of output, so I'm just going to put it like that. And then we have the exception if you want to do that, but I don't want to do any exceptions right now. And then we are just running that function. So as I said, let's run it again just to make sure. There we go. So it works. So if I go manually, to copy this photo right here and then call it dog55, it is a copy of dog5. I want to show you that it still works. So let's run the module. So it should find dog55 to be a copy of dog5, like so. And there you go. That's it. Thank you so much for watching and have a nice day.